So today's video I'm going to be showing you how I sew my deep wave weave on, and this is how it came with 3 bundles. So first thing I'm going to do is remove it from this net pack that it is in, and then I'll single-handedly remove each bundle, like separate it. Look how bouncy it is. The texture is really soft. So guys, after removing the net and discarding it, I will lose the band and separate each bundle, including the closure. So this is it. This is our closure. This is how it looks like. It's a 5x5 closure, already ventilated, already pre-plucked. So this is the bundles of the wig. It's 24-inch water wave, and I'm just set down my tripod stand and I put my dome cap on it. And these are the things I needed. I need my needle. I use my needle, my mesh cap for the wig. You need a shock for guideline and thread, and mostly office pin. You need office pin to hold down your mesh cap on your dome head. Yeah, mind you, this is an old video, so don't be judgy that this hair is old, because I've already lost this hair and made a new one. So this is how you know the front, and that's how the back is. That's the front, and the other side that I like joined together is the back. So the next thing you want to do after you identify the front and the back with the mesh cap, you just want to position it in your dome cap really well. So just give you guys a closer view, and then I will thread my needle. After putting your dome cap on your mesh cap on your dummy head, you want to thread your needle. Thread as many needles that you have. If you have 5, you have 4, you need to like thread all of them down to make your work easier and faster. So I threaded 4 needles down, and yeah, the next thing that we're going to do is the placement of the closure. So it came with this thing. I just cut it out. It came with this thing, so I just cut it out, and this is how the knots look like. Close-up view. This is how it was ventilated. I didn't ventilate this. It's a factory work. So this is the inch 5, and you can see it's 5x5 closure. So you want to know, first thing, know the center part, like the mid part of your closure. And you see that I cut it just to identify it when I'm putting it on my dome head. So this is what I would do. I just push it. Yeah, you don't really want it to be, you want the hair to at least budge out a bit. The process that I did here is not really what you're supposed to do. You want it to like budge out a bit. Yeah, you want the hair to come out a bit. That way the closure will fit. It will fit the person's head perfectly when you cut off the mesh. So next thing you want to do is just pin down. You want to pin it down so that there will be no bump before you start sewing. So I pack the hair like so it won't disturb my sewing process, and then I start sewing from the side. So this is what it looks like after I pack it. Look at how straight, there is no bumpy side. And then you want to start sewing from the edge of it. Make sure that the edge is really tight. If possible, you go 2 to 3 times before you move further. Yeah, I still needed my pin so that the things, when I'm sewing, the mesh cap won't drag back. So I pin down the lace to my mesh cap. So this is me sewing. You don't want to be in a hurry. You want to take your time so you don't sew one part of the closure longer and one part of the closure shorter. It gets complicated if you are not careful, but it's not really that hard once you've practiced and practiced. So once I'm done with all the closure, I just remove the band and fold the hairband. This is how it looks like after I've sewn it down. Mind you, I didn't cut anything yet. So see me dragging it, you don't want it to be too close, just want to pin down well, like the way I am now, before you start sewing your wigs. You don't want these joinings to be much on your mesh cap. You don't want it to be all slacky and slacky. So that's the essence of pinning down. So the first thing I do, just measure out. I'm going to be using 1 inch space. So I just mark, I first use 0.5, but later on I used 1 inch. Yeah, you see what I'm doing now? 1 inch, that's what I'm doing. And then I go to the other side and make sure that it's the same thing. Like the lining that I made on the left is the same with the lining I made on the right. So you just mash them together. That's how you do it.
I've been dead in water for some time, picking up the parts of all my life. Didn't get to solve it this time. How am I to break the
So this is how it looks like after the whole thing. This pretty much how my line is. Mind you, it's just guidelines. You don't really have to follow exactly, just want a guide. So the next thing I'll do is just so as I'm done removing the band from the wig, so I just spreading it out. You want to be careful so you don't tangle up your coils. Yeah, see what I'll be doing. So I didn't fold mine into two, I just did one. As you see, I went back in to like make the line smaller because I didn't fold mine into two. I just did like that. So this is me sewing down, carefully sewing down the weave onto my mesh cap. So guys, once you get to the end, you just want to make sure that it's well secured, and then you do this. But after doing this wig, I'm not sure I'm going to sew any wig the way I did right now. For future's sake, I might just cut the end and reattach from the beginning, because turning it over like this, one side of the wig gets puffy and the other side doesn't. So if you're going to try out this method without cutting it, you want to make sure that it's flattened down, like well flattened down. Otherwise the end will like bulge somehow. It will just create the illusion that one side is fuller than the other, and that was the result I got after trying this method. So I'm not sure I'm going to try this like when sewing any wig. It's either I'm going to like cut it. Some customers don't like that wig being pieces. Is either I'm going to cut it, or I'm going to make sure that I sew that part down very well. Make sure that it's flat. I'm going to make sure that I take my time to just sew it down properly. Otherwise, one side of a wig is definitely going to look full than the other side, because there's always favorism from one side to one side or than the other. For mine is the left. For yours, it could be the right side. So you don't want your wig to be given that one side is fuller than the other side. That is just feeling out amateur. So you don't want to do that. Otherwise, for the rest sewing process, it wasn't that bad. You just want to take your time. So it makes sure that your sewing is tight and well secured the end. And then for this turning part, like I said, you don't want to turn it the way I am turning it. If you're going to turn it the way I am turning it right now, you want to make sure that this part where my hand is well slipped. It shouldn't be coming out. You will notice it just the way it is right now. You can see the way the wig was just coming outside. You've created that illusion that one part of the hair is fuller and much than the other side, which is not, but that is what your wig will look like. One side will bulge while the other side will just flatten down. So guys, this is what the wig looks like once I am done sewing down. Yeah, this is it. This is the closure. Got strict instruction that I shouldn't do anything on this wig apart from just sew down. So all I needed to do, I just wanted to make the pattern more visible. So for the final dressing, I needed a hairband, elastic band, which I didn't use, and then I needed needle, just to make sure that the back of the hair is well secured. So I sew down. See me just put it at each end, and I sewing down. Make sure that your sewing is tight as usual, otherwise it's just going to come off after being worn once or twice. Enough background. So I'll just sew down. You see how tight and secured it is now. So firstly, I just tried it on my dummy head, but I took it out because it wasn't giving me what I wanted. I wasn't able to make use of this pin with this kind of there was no way for me to pin it down. So I changed the dumb head to this one, so I was able to pin it down, and then I was able to comb the closure. Normally you're not supposed to do it like this. You need hot comb, you need shine jam, and water, coil custard, and some other things to make your coils really defined and your closure pattern really defined. But I wasn't instructed to do that, so I just for video sake I did this instead. So I just did this, and then I brush a bit, dried. You're not supposed to do this for a coily wave on. You're supposed to add water, coil custard, you need your shine jam. Even as you're sectioning it like this, you need your shine jam, you need your water. But I mean, these are different. So now notice this. You see how this left side is bulging than the right? The right looks a bit smaller than the left side. You can see it. It's really obvious that this is what I am saying. So you do not want your wigs to be giving that kind of look. So after everything, I just cut the mesh cap underneath the closure and wear it back on my mesh cap for final filming. So guys, the purpose of these two scissors, one is zigzag, giving zigzag pattern, while the other one is just normal straight. So first I use the normal straight to sew the lace part that they sew together. You will see the edge of this closure. Yes, I use it to cut that one out first, and then the zigzag I use it to create that, you know how they say if you want that realistic look, you don't want your cutting to be straight. So I got this instead to give me that zigzag pattern, and that's all I did. I didn't do much, but recommendation on how you will use your own wig. If you're making a wig like this, you need coil custard, you need water, you need shine jam, you need hot comb. Yeah, it's going to give you that real defined coils. But this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you learned something from this video, and see you in my next video. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share. And if you have any thoughts on this video, you can let me know on the comment section. Bye.